built. This is just, looking back, and we're going to compile this and just now see if it's writing data to the website. So let's, you always want to make sure you have the right board here. You want ESP32dev. Make sure you have the right port serial. And now let's compile it and load it. The arrow both compiles it, so checks for errors and converts it to something that the Arduino can use, like instructions that the Arduino can use, and then this arrow does all that and then also loads it. So remember, hold the right button down. If you look down here, it's connecting, and it'll say, so it's writing the compiled or assembled program onto the Arduino. And I'm going to open the serial monitor. You can do it by just clicking this button here. And make sure you have the right baud rate. And then I'm going to click the left button on the ESP, and it'll reset it. And let's just see. Okay, good. So looks like we're getting all the data, updates every like 5 seconds or so. Okay, now let's go back to our website and let's see what's happening. So I'm going to close the terminal here. And now what you can do is you can check the logs. So if you go down here, you can kind of see it at the bottom. Click the logs. And you should be, if it's working, you should be able to see down here that it says, got a post request. And then you should start to see your graph taking shape. So we are getting readings here. Let's see. Okay, now the website by default was only getting the temperature readings. It's only graphing them. So what you have to do to make it graph the humidity readings is you got to add another little bit of code, and I'll just explain that. So you're going to go to this file on the left. So this is your main HTML, and you want to go up to make a new array. So basically what we're doing, this is JavaScript. So we need to make a JavaScript array, which is just a list of numbers that it's pulling from the database. So we get this data on the right. This is coming in from the database. And then we have to convert it to a JavaScript array. So that's already done for the temperature. It's just we haven't done it for the humidity. So you can copy and paste this. Let's just call it humid array. Okay, so that's how we'll store this. And then while it's going through, sort of looping through all the data it gets from the database, we need to have it push the data to that humidity array. So go down here after line like 96, and you're going to paste that code down there. So it should start pasting the humidity data. And then there's one more thing you have to do. So this display uses a JavaScript library called chart.js. So we just have to tell chart.js, okay, don't just graph the temperature, but also graph the humidity. So if you come down and just use this code here from Google Classroom. So you can see here's the data that it's plotting, and it's got live temperature, and it's got all the color data here. And for data sets, it's only got like one data set, just the temp array. So you're going to put comma, return, and then you're going to paste this code in here. And you can see already we got this on the chart here. And let's just see if we're getting any humidity readings. All right, and there we go. So we can start reading the humidity. So let's just see. I'm going to I'm gonna breathe on it, and we'll see if, you know, we get a higher reading over here. Now it updates every, you know, 5 or so seconds. So let's just see. There we go. So it's spiking. You know, you want to do that where nobody's around you, and, you know, don't breathe too much. Just, I would say, just exhale, you know, with your normal breath. You don't have to really breathe too hard. All right, and that's it. You're off and running. Now you can, you know, go back and style it a little bit. You can click on here. If you remember from P5, you remember how we did the RGB for the colors. The first number is amount of red, amount of green, amount of blue, and then this last one is like your transparency. So, you know, you can kind of play around with these a little bit to stylize it, but that's it. And the next thing is you're just going to plug in your sensor, your device, and you're going to pick a room. And you can see up here, right, it just says room temperature, you know, generic. So you can go up here, find on here where it says room temperature, and just put whatever room it is. So say room 505, temperature and data Fahrenheit, you know, and relative humidity. And that's it. You're good to go.